I got that feeling. Yeah, guys, I had that feeling that everything was going wrong and that something was going wrong. A match day preview said that we would lose 2-0 to Wolves, and we ended up getting absolutely rolled over and crucified 3-1 at Wolves. And it's not a surprise. And this is not a rant. We stepped in there. Our form was awful. We were outplayed at Watford by 10 men and showed absolutely nothing away to Everton. And anyone who thought otherwise was kidding themselves. How on earth could you think for 1 minute that this was the kind of team that could go away to a place like Wolves, who, by the way, has more points off the top 6 teams than any other team in the league? By class, they deserve to finish 7th. They might not. Leicester's running them really close, but they deserve to be where they are. I mean, they were a good team. They came to the Emirates and nearly stopped our unbeaten run. If it wasn't for that Mkhitaryan fluke free kick that went by everybody at the latter part of the game, and the goalie misread it, they would have beaten Arsenal 1-0. And beating them last night, I mean, they've had 4 points off Arsenal. They would have had 6. We aren't ready, and it's hard, man. Arsenal sucked us in because we are fans that believe in our team, and we believed that we could see something coming out of this season. Just a hope. And there still is hope. But right now, with 3 games left and 9 points up for grabs, anything can happen. I mean, right now, the days of hoping things would go our way and taking advantage of our rivals having matchups with each other that would take points of each other, those days are gone. Those games are gone. So they have just as much as a run-in as we do now. And we had the easiest run-in. Although 5 away games in the last 7 matches, for a team like Arsenal, was never considered an easy run-in. I mean, those pundits that said, yeah, Arsenal don't have to play anyone in the top 6. Are you kidding me? This team has won 2 out of their last 11 away games. And to play Wolves and Burnley, Leicester away from home, are you freaking kidding me? What you smoking? What kind of shit are you smoking? So I'm saying right now, guys, that when we had those 3 away games, I was saying we'd be lucky to win 1 of them. And I still think that way. I still think we would be lucky to get a win out of the Leicester or the Burnley game. I think we'll probably lose at Leicester and we'll probably draw or lose at Burnley. Because, and it's such a shame. Because last night started off so well. I thought that we had the right attitude when we came out against Wolves. I thought that we had the right attitude and we passed the ball well. Our movement was great in the midfield. It was very progressive football. We found space. We was floating the ball around. And we had the fair share of the game in the first 20 minutes. But here's the thing about Arsenal. When you're at this level, it's the discipline. That's what professional footballers need. This is the things that we don't see with the likes of Man City, Spurs, Chelsea, United and Liverpool. We don't see these ridiculous errors coming every week that causes go. We've seen Mustafi do them. We've seen a lot of, we've seen Xhaka again last night giving the ball away. But it was really Leno's turn to disappoint. Just an awful call by coming off his line and getting the trajectory of the ball completely wrong. Misread it, was caught in no man's land, and he was at fault for the second goal. And the third goal, well, I mean, it was shot high, it was shot hard and low. He made contact with it and the ball just slipped underneath his body. I mean, really, guys. And you know what? I'm not bashing Leno, because I was one of those that said we got him on the cheap because statistically he was the most error-prone goalkeeper last season. Keepers are going for 50, 60, 70 million. This guy went for 18 million euros. He was dropped from the German squad. That's how disenchanted everybody was with his performance. And we got lucky. And guys, Leno had a lot to prove coming to Arsenal. It was a good deal for him. He knew Peter Cech was on his last legs. He knew that Arsenal would be able to give him the foundation and the standing to propel his career into a positive light. And he's been really good, guys. I must say, firsthand, I was very skeptical of him coming in, but he's proven that he is a world-class goalkeeper. There's no doubt about it. And goalkeepers have stinkers all the time. People are talking about how bad David De Gea at Man United has been recently, especially against the 4-0 Everton drubbing. But the fact is, Leno has one game. I'm not going to chastise him for it. I gave him a very low rating last night in the player ratings when I wrote it up, but he deserved it. But overall this season, he's been one of our most consistent and solid players. But every week it's just a different guy who's letting the team down, and that stinks of overall lack of discipline. And that's something that has been there from the old regime. And I know that these are new players, but the fact of the matter is that is something that you cannot afford to do. You have to be completely and utterly switched on for 95 minutes. And that's it. And Arsenal are not that type of team to do that. And that's one of the problems that has plagued this team over the years. And it's still there. Guys, it's a work in progress. We got ahead of ourselves. Admit it. We all did. We got sucked in. We was looking at that third place and other teams dropping points without forgetting who we are. And realism is a bitch, isn't it? Yeah? It humbles a man. It humbles a fan. So I just really want to say that I don't expect Arsenal to finish in the top 4. I really don't. And if they do, it would be great. And it would be a fantastic, massive achievement. But at this point right now, it's out of our hands. That's all I can say. It's out of our hands. We had so many advantages to get it right, and we screwed up. And they got to own that. And me as a fan, I love Arsenal. I back Arsenal. But that's on you guys. Those guys have to look at themselves, and they have to take responsibility for what they did. And it's as simple as that. I'm not going to really talk more about that. But moving on, I think our main focus now is the Europa Cup. We have to go hammer and tongs to try and win that. You know, Emery has got so much things wrong in terms of the team sheet, resting players and everything. He's died for it. I said specifically, why are you resting players against Palace? When the Wolves game, you're thinking about the Wolves game before we've even got this one sorted out. Then guess what? You lost both. You lost both because of the lack of preparation, the lack of discipline, and the manager and the players. Everyone's got to own it from the top down. So, you know, guys, when you have a game to play, you got to win for the here and now. You got to take one game at a time. I mean, it's just what Emery has done over these last few weeks has just been a joke. It's just been a joke. And he has got something to take away from this. But overall, guys, I'm not disappointed because I'm a bit deflated by it, but I'm not disappointed because I knew that I predicted us to finish 6th. I knew that getting in the top 4 was a long shot, but we still have a chance. None of the teams are winning right now. I mean, they're playing horrible. It's outside of Spurs. United, Chelsea and Arsenal suck. They are so inconsistent. They are so bad. No one's grabbing the bull by the horns. And this league is humbling them. It's humbling their fans. I ain't heard nothing from Chelsea fans. Nothing from Man United fans. And actually, out of the two, Man United fans are normally the ones that stand up and say, yeah, you know, we got it wrong, man. We're not that great. But I ain't heard nothing from Chelsea fans. Nothing! So I just really want to say, guys, we got to go for this Europa League in a big way. That is the only thing that can redeem our system. So you know what? I don't care whether you rest players or will do whatever in the last few games of the Premiership. You know, you guys are you've lost your advantage now for that. But against Valencia, you have to play your best 11. You've got to play your strongest team. And that's it from me, guys. A real shame, a real letdown, but unexpected? Not really. And again, against Leicester, don't hate me, man. I'm going for Leicester as well. Just like I did when I went for Wolves. Because we are not a great team, especially away from home. We're not a great team, guys. We're falling to pieces. Mentally, we're in tatters. We're all over the place right now. So, you know, I always say, and you guys know what's coming, back your team. Yeah? Because they need the support. And my man of the match last night, for the first time in the season, was the fans. Because they got to put up with this bullshit and still turn up faithful, cheering on the team. But there's no banners because everyone's backing the manager. Everyone's backing Emery. I'm behind the manager. But when he gets it wrong, I got to call him out. And he's been getting it wrong a lot lately. So that's how it is, guys. That's how it is from me. Love to be a Gooner. Back your team. And I'll speak to you guys soon, man. Peace out.